Putra, Masjid Putra is, mashallah, a masjid that was built early 1997. They started the construction. 1999 they completed 2 years to complete this whole architecture. And the architecture is a mix. So you have 9 domes up there. There are four here, four at the back, eight, and the largest dome. Total 9 domes. But it's a mixture of Malay, uh, Persian, Arabic, European, Turkish. This makes Moorish also. So that is, mashallah, built to accommodate a total capacity of 15,000 people. 10,000 inside, 5,000 outside. During Eid, it's full all the way here. So 5,000 people capacity. Right now, of course, it's empty because it's a normal day and there are some events happening. After you visit, you just have a look, some local delicacies you can enjoy, inshallah.
So, after this bit about the Putra Mosque, we walked into the main prayer hall. If you've never been to Malaysia, this is a great first introduction. The hall is big enough for more than 10,000 people. The soft pink light here comes from stained glass windows. The style here is a mix of Islamic architecture and modern Malaysian design, which is something you see throughout the country. A blend of tradition and new ideas. Putra Mosque is one of Malaysia's most recognizable landmarks. It's named after Malaysia's first Prime Minister, Tunku Abdul Rahman Putra. What makes it unique is the mosque location. It's carefully planned to keep the administrative capital cool and scenic. The mosque almost looks like floating on the water. And right across the lake is the Prime Minister's office with its large green dome. The mosque and the office were designed together as part of Putrajaya's master plan when Malaysia decided to move government functions out of Kuala Lumpur. The idea was to build a modern, organized city that reflects Islamic values through architecture. This entire city was planned from scratch. Putrajaya didn't grow naturally over time like most cities. Malaysia actually built it almost entirely in the 90s as a brand new administrative capital. Before this, all government offices were in Kuala Lumpur, but by early 1990s, Kuala Lumpur had become crowded, congested, and too busy to handle both commercial life and government work. So Malaysia decided to separate the two. Kuala Lumpur would stay the financial capital and cultural hub. As our bus pulls onto the highway, the scenery changes fast. The skyscraper disappear and we pass through long stretches of palm oil plantations. Malaysia is one of the biggest producers, so you will see these almost everywhere outside the major cities. Along the way, we pass small towns, colorful houses, roadside food stalls and factories. The bus ride is honestly one of the best ways to understand everyday Malaysia. Quite local and very different from carefully designed government district we just saw. The landscape slowly shifts into a blanket of lush greenery. Malaysia's tropical climate means everything grows thick and fast here. You will notice tall coconut palms, clusters of banana trees, and dense patches of rainforest that look almost untouched. The greenery isn't just trees, it's layers. A lower layer of shrubs and wild ferns, a middle layer of palms and fruit trees, and above that, the towering rainforest canopy where the leaves form a deeper green roof. Even from the bus window, you can see how alive everything feels. The colors are intense, dark greens, light greens, flashes of bright tropical plants, and after a bit of rain, the whole landscape turns even richer. Every few minutes, the greenery changes slightly. Sometimes you pass neat rows of palm oil plantations, other times it's just quiet wild jungle, climbing right up to the edge of the road. This is the kind of tropical greenery Malaysia is known for, humid, thick, and full of life. As the bus rolled into Butterworth, The green faded and the energy of the port town took over. We stepped off and started walking towards the ferry terminal. The walkway is simple but lively, people carrying bags, families heading home, commuters rushing for the next crossing. If you are new to Malaysia, this short walk is a reminder that the country runs on a mix of tradition and everyday hustle. Inside the terminal, everything slows down for a moment. You buy your ticket, follow the signs, and join the line of people waiting to board. You smell the sea gets stronger. The smell of the sea gets stronger, and you can hear the low hum of ferries coming and going. Soon we're stepping into the deck, finding a spot with the best view. As the ferry pulls away from the mainland, we enter one of the most important waterways in the world, the Strait of Malacca. Even if you know nothing about Southeast Asia, this strait has shaped global history for centuries. Traders from India, China, Arabia, and later Europe all passed through these exact waters. That is why Malaysia and especially Penang became such a crossroad of cultures. The sea here looks calm, almost glassy, and depending on the time of the day, it changes color from pale blue to deep green. Fishing boats glide past slowly, and occasionally you spot massive cargo ships heading towards the port. There is something peaceful about the crossing, even though it carries so much history. As we get closer to Penang Island, the view shifts from open water to a rising skyline. The whole world suddenly feels quite cooler. Penang Hill greets you like a century, floating above the sea. Up here, the island stretches out beneath you. Georgetown skyline is sharp clusters, the Penang Bridge arching across the water like a silver ribbon, and the Malay Peninsula fading into soft blue haze. It's the kind of view that makes you pause without even realizing it. The air is lighter, touched by the scent of old trees and moss. Birds sound louder, the breeze becomes older, almost if it remembers the hill's colonial past, when this was a retreat for those escaping the tropical heat. You walk along shaded pathways lined with ferns, giant tropical leaves, and century old bungalows. Couples lean over the railings for photos, families point out landmarks far below. At the base, the air turns warmer, richer, more vibrant, and just a short ride later, Penang Hill's quiet retreat gives way to unmistakable rhythm of Georgetown. Suddenly, you are in a different world. Streets lined with pastel shop houses, trishaws rolling past heritage cafes, the smell of char cure tio drifting through the air. Stepping into Georgetown streets feels like a bit of walking into a living museum, except nothing here is frozen in time. Light pours out of every doorway, every open window, every sizzling wall. The shop houses are the first thing you notice. Rows of 19th century buildings painted in soft blues, earthy reds, and sun-washed yellows. The window shatters through another. You hear Hokkien from one stall, Tamil from next, Malay greetings from a shopkeeper. As we wander deeper into Georgetown's old quarter, street gentle turn, a quieter corner, and suddenly you find yourself on the Armenian Street, one of the most storied lanes on the island in Georgetown. This street is part of the city's UNESCO World Heritage Zone, which protects the historic building. Carved plasterwork and narrow verandas show a style called Straits Eclectic, a fusion of European and Asian architectural influences. These buildings weren't just homes, they were also workshops, shops, and gathering spaces. After exploring the vibrant streets of Georgetown, it's time to head back to the mainland. Walking to the ferry terminal, you notice the energy shifts again. The city slows down and the water comes into view. As we leave Butterworth behind, the city gradually gives way to the countryside again. The traffic thins, the road stretches ahead, and lush greenery returns. Palm oil plantation, banana trees, and dense patches of tropical forests rolling past the windows. Malaysia's landscape feel alive here, layered with trees, green canopies, bursts of bright foliage. The highway winds through small towns and villages where roadside stalls sell fresh fruits, snacks, and local treats. You catch glimpses of daily life, children walking to school, farmers tending to their fields, scooters zipping past laden with produce or passengers. It's a side of Malaysia that contrasts sharply with the urban energy of Georgetown, but it's just a telling of the country's character. Along the way, you see signs of Malaysia's modern development, new highways, bridges crossing rivers, and occasional high rises from the town centers. Yet the older world remains visible too, the traditional wooden houses, tiled roofs, and quiet neighborhoods tucked between hills and forests. Crossing rivers and passing reservoirs, you notice how water has always shaped life here, from trade routes to past to hydroelectric and irrigation projects today. Malaysia blends nature, history, and progress, which is evident in every stretch of the road. As the journey continues south, the highlands appear in the distance, the gentle rise of hills leading backwards towards the capital. Kuala Lumpur, with its glittering skyline, busy streets, and mix of cultures, waits at the end of the road. But for now, the ride is a moment to take in the diversity of the country, from top tropical lush plains, from quiet villages to bustling towns. Malaysia unfolds like a living tapestry. As the bus nears Kuala Lumpur, the landscape begins to change once again. The rolling greenery and quiet villages gradually give way to clusters of buildings, roads, and hum of city life. You can feel the energy picking up, the pace of traffic, the density of neighborhoods, and the hint of skyline beyond the green trees. When the skyline starts to emerge, first the high-rise appears like distant markers, and soon the iconic Petronas Twin Towers pierce the sky, gleaming in the sunlight. Nearby, the KL Towers rises, standing as both as a communication hub and observation point, offering sweeping views of the city below. From this distance, you can see how Kuala Lumpur blends old and new. Colonial buildings and nestled between modern skyscrapers, colorful neighborhoods, almost glass and steel towers. It's a city that is constantly growing, yet rooted in its history. Crossing the river and approaching the urban center, you start to notice the details, the busy intersections, the mosaic of rooftops, and the parks that grate up concrete. Even from the outskirts, Kuala Lumpur feels alive, a bustling gateway to Malaysia's capital, culture, and commerce. After hours on the road, seeing the skyline appear is like a welcome home. One of the things that makes traveling in Malaysia so accessible is its variety of public transport. In the cities, you'll find everything from buses and commuter trains to light rails. After a long journey across Malaysia, stepping into the Berjaya Times Square hotel feels like a welcome pause. The room is modern and spacious, with large windows that give you a glimpse of Kuala Lumpur's skyline and the bursting street below. Berjaya Times Square itself is a landmark, a giant shopping and entertainment complex built into the hotel. From your room, you can see parts of the mall, the colorful lights of the city, and even the tops of the nearby skyscrapers. It's a mix of urban energy and for thoughtfully designed to the rest and recharge before exploring the city's streets, markets, and landmarks. The next morning, stepping out of the hotel, Kuala Lumpur immediately feels alive. The streets are full of cars, motorcycles, and buses, weaving through the city square. Sidewalks lighting up, and street vendors selling diverse coffee, fresh fruits, and real sense of daily life in the town. One of the easiest ways to get around Here is my train. The city has a mix of modern rail systems including elevated and monorail. Trains
This
move
place.
quickly above and below the streets,
It has kunafa, it has a lot of
and connecting suburbs
variety
to
of
the
food.
city center. From the windows, you can spot Ireland's offices, towers, elegant buildings, and vibrant neighborhoods, all blending old and new. Commuters, students, and tourists fill the stations, creating.
I think this is
feels
the
distinct in
downtown.
Malaysia. There is mix of languages being spoken: Malay, English, Chinese dance, Tamil. Everyone moves with shared purpose. Watching from the train, the city unfolds like a living museum. Markets, temples, mosques, and modern shopping malls together. Short rides give a sense of how Kuala balances history and modernity, showing the country's wide diversity, architecture, and people.
Yeah, कोई car पर ने
For visitors, taking the train is not just practical, it's a
I
daily
saw a lot of cars
experience.
on the roads and there was a showroom as well.
At the heart of Kuala Lumpur lies the Golden Triangle, the city's most famous commercial and entertainment district. It's called a triangle because it's roughly shaped by three main roads: Jalan Sultan Ismail, Jalan Raja Chula, and Jalan Bukit Bintang, forming a hub of activity, commerce, and nightlife. From above, you can see a striking mix of modern skyscrapers, luxury hotels, shopping malls, and office towers. The Petronas Twin Towers, the city's most iconic landmark, rise proudly within this area, glimmering in the sunlight or light dramatically at night. But the Golden Triangle, no visit to the Bukit Bintang is complete without a vivid scrutiny. Here, among the bright lights and bustling side walks, you will find vendors selling Turkish ice cream, fun feasts become favorite with locals and tourists alike. What makes it special is an rich, creamy texture with the performance. Vendors please customers, twiddling the ice cream on long metal rods, spinning it, flipping it, and making it almost a luxury a shopping mall that blends modern design with elegant flair. The building itself catches the eye with its sleek glass facade, stylish lighting, and geometric patterns that reflect the glimmering energy of Golden Triangle. Inside the Starry Gallery houses high-end boutiques, designer brands, fine dining restaurants, and art installations, making it a destination not just for shopping, but for experiencing Kuala Lumpur's contemporary lifestyle. The interiors are polished with spacious. After exploring Kuala Lumpur's bustling streets and vibrant districts, it's time to leave the city prominently. As our journey comes full circle, we return to Masjid Putra, standing gracefully with the calm waters of Putrajaya. Its pink domes and intricate minarets remind us of Malaysia's rich cultural heritage and the care taken to build this planned city as nation's administrative heart.